Hello and welcome back to the letter. And I just noticed the little tiny animations she's doing here. I don't know, it just caught my attention. I was like, oh, I didn't think they animated that much. But anyways, we're back to this party. To which I thought, what was the name? It's been a while since I actually played this. Zach, who I thought was dead, but we haven't actually gotten to that part yet. And also, I guess they updated the game at some point to tell us when our choices will actually affect either a good or bad decision. I'm not sure how that's going to show, or maybe I have to play the game all over again to actually have that work, but we'll see. So anyways, let's get this going. So nevertheless, I return her smile, awkward and stiff as it may be.
Didn't realize the housewarming was going to be this fancy. I would have gone with a nice dress if I knew.
Oh, you're fine, dearie. It's only really the parvenus, those who climb, that come to these parties all dolled up.
I kind of forgot that some of the stuff is kind of like, oh yeah, the stuff has already been said
Quite
before.
the black-haired beauty, isn't he?
Right, because they're just noticing Ash wandering around aimlessly, as far as we know. Takes me a while to realize who she's talking about. Until Ashton walks by again in closer proximity than any of the times he has done so this evening. Still without a look of acknowledgement our way, though even if Miss Wright speaks loud enough to catch the attention of anyone within earshot.
Who, Ash?
You know, you really shouldn't have turned down those offers. If I wasn't married, I'd happily go dancing with those young men. But you said a name. Ash. That's the exquisite lad you've been looking at all this time.
Yep.
I know him, and I'm the one hosting this party. That must mean you know each other. Is he your boyfriend then? Because that
Right.
explains
This
the
is everything
ridiculous-
slowly coming back to my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what they talked about. This scene already. Okay. So this isn't the first time someone has made that assumption. Also, every student I've had in the past did. Coworkers more often than not assume he is. Few of my neighbors also think we're an item. Not that Ashton has ever reacted to those. He's been quite indifferent about it, in fact. So the heat of blush creeps up my cheeks, denial already despite wanting it to happen so badly myself.
Oh, what? No, that's ridiculous. He isn't my boyfriend.
Such a violent
Oh, not yet,
reaction.
but I hope.
Simple no would have sufficed. Many here would be happy to hear it.
And I haven't been looking at him.
No, it's a lie. Oh, it's a complete lie. I do my best to summon a straight face, but for her good cheer, it easily falters.
That's right. You've been staring. Quite heatedly, in fact. Although I'm not sure if you look like you want to kiss him or kill him.
Maybe both.
It's more the latter currently.
Just don't go murdering him on my property.
I forgot how much the scene was funny. Just minus this that occurred. This whole
I
CG.
don't want to walk into a room and suddenly find a body there.
Oh, you might. Being that we've killed one or two people. I know one for sure. Being it just happened to be cliche. So it's infectious in a way. Now soon I find myself enjoying our chat more than I've imagined myself to. Although her attention briefly wavers at one point, she remains a good companion. Even more once I've mentioned who my parents are. Oh, so they're kind of just skipping over this right now, because we already know. So her face quickly lights up, and fondness graces her face, despite the meeting from several years ago being a short one. But of course, there are some things we really can't avoid talking about. After all, it's one of the few things I remember her asking me the moment she spotted little Becky in the room. Do you have a boyfriend? In retrospect, it's an odd thing to talk about as children when there are loads we could have started with.
Yes, oh, I remember you. You were the cutest little thing with glasses. And when we met, you troubles with this lad called something with an A.
I believe I still have the clothes she gave me. Chosen all so I can impress him. Even back then, Ashton has always been denser than a rock. That one attempt to get him to notice backfired spectacularly. Sure, he's keen, he's a detective for heaven's sake, but feelings more often than not escapes him.
What was it again? Aaron, Alan, Adele, Albert, Alexander, Andrew?
Just keep saying all the A's we're gonna get to eventually, because she's already said it. Which makes this whole talk all the more embarrassing. The more names she lists off, the more discomfort grows, until my smile turns into a grimace. What will she think of me? Here she is married to a man she most probably loves at that. I'm pretty sure she does, the way we ended her story. While I'm still stuck in the same place, yearning for the same person.
Ashton! Ash! That man is that boy! The same one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness me, after all these years! I can see why, though. He's quite dashing.
Yep, I'm pretty sure I've said that before too, though.
Answer to everyone within earshot, you know? Keep it down.
I'm very curious if we play as Ash, if somehow he overheard their conversation, just by chance.
I'm so sorry, but it really is cute.
She says that, but for a short moment, a hint of pity flickers in her eyes. I was gonna say ears. Eyes. Take that as a chance to change the subject before anything more be said over the matter. Answer is updated. Okay. I haven't figured out how I should feel about the things Luke told me. Now I'm getting dragged into a similar discussion.
This is a nice party, Miss Wright.
Though to be frank, I doubt she'll be so willing to pass this up. The topic has Freya captured her attention.
Please, Anna's fine. We're friends of a sort, aren't we? We must be friends, seeing as I know about your little infatuation, Becky. Don't you worry, dearie. You'll have your happy ending yet.
Oh, I hope, but I doubt that's gonna happen.
I'm not too concerned about that, am I? That's not what I'm looking for.
Oh? And what makes you think that? Doesn't everybody want their happy ending?
Yeah, but life sucks.
The idea of happy endings sounds like they're just for fairy tales. And they are, sorta.
Yeah.
I don't think you can just sit around, trapped in some tower and hope for the best.
Yep.
If you love them, you have to fight for it, right?
No, for some reason I was thinking maybe this was a choice they picked, but like, if we haven't done a choice with Rebecca and Hannah.
You're not just going to sit there and hope that everything will just fix itself on its own. Like everything, you have to work at it.
Hypocrisy, that's what this is. And I preach about something when it's exactly what I've been doing. Then, I go and act as if I'm entitled to any of it. That, by virtue of us growing up together, must return whatever I feel for him. That he's not allowed to look at another, because I'm the one who has stayed by his side the longest. When in the first place, Ashton has always been his own person. This is something I cannot force on him. I can only hold on to these, take care of it, till the time comes I can confess it to him. Great, if he reciprocates, but if he can't... If he won't... Selfish, I've been too selfish. Okay. I know it's not a major thing whenever upset, but it just makes me go... What did I do? Again for this update? Anyways, how laughable that Luke's words still strike true up until now.
But what do I know?
I'm sure the daughter of the two greatest professors I've ever known is smart enough to know what she's talking about.
Hopefully. At one point, maybe I would have easily agreed to that. However, the past weeks has also seen changes in the way I view things. As nice as things sound, it turns out whatever I previously know may not even be true for other people, or for myself. It is sobering and almost funny how things I might have said with much certainty before now has doubts muddying each of them. But there'll be time to mull about these later, because when a hush suddenly descends in the room, a whole different issue rears. Especially when Luke... Wait, so I'm curious. I wonder, because I don't remember, did we ever have a choice when Hannah freaked the fuck out because the ghost was behind Becky? Did we make a choice there where we just acted calm? Because it's kind of strange, I think. That's occurred, unless it's after this. But, strides into the now white ballroom, fashionably late and oozing with the same pompous mane he has always carried around with him.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Enjoying the party? I hope I'm not too late in welcoming you all to the right mansion.
I still feel like that's like a joke to the right mansions. So before long, Hannah leaves my side to join him and doesn't take a genius piece altogether.
Welcome one and all to our humble abode. Tonight, if you have yet to find yourself in your roles, you are our ladies and lords of the court of your king and queen, if you would excuse my presumptuousness. So, enjoy the feast that has been laid out for your senses as we only allowed the best to be served. Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone!
His attitude and the manner he carries himself around people, of familiarity with that part of the city. Of fucking course. Should have known. Although I'm partially at fault here, tabloids and gossip columns have never been really my thing. Should have also expected that whatever Luke fucking writes is, some sort of drama will sure follow. He seems the kind of person who revels in it. Figures they'll find him on its own, and even when he's not asking for it. Oh, and then this shit occurs. Okay. So it happens amidst a round of applause and hoots, people lagging behind the crowd. The gathered does not catch on, till the cheers turn into several scandalous gasps.
I am pregnant with your little bastard. You promised me you'll take responsibility. God damn it, Luke. I finally got you to talk to me after months of silence, and you do this to me.
You know, it's interesting to be on this side of the story, see how things will play out, given the choice that we did here. Because I know we got a choice at some point here. Anyways.
What do you mean you're pregnant with? Luke, is this true?
Lies and slander, woman! Security! Johans, take her out of here before she makes an even bigger fool of herself!
No, you do not do this to me. I was so ready to leave my stupid oaf of a husband. I told you to leave that damn wife of yours. Look at her. Does she look like she wants a baby?
Yep.
Does she look like she could take care of a baby?
With the way that we played our story, I'm pretty sure. So the commotion doesn't go further, despite the drunk woman appearing like she has plenty more venom to spill. In a little while, security shows up escorting her out. Apparently, she's the chief inspector's wife, too. As if this whole thing can't get any more fucked up than it already is. What a mess. But the damage has been done, and beyond the repercussions this will bring, I'm more worried about Hannah. Maybe Luke too, in part. Seeing the man that hides behind his self-importance, and is someone who cares for the person who stands beside him. No matter how questionable that is now, after all, no anger is worse than that of a scorned woman. I was gonna say second one. Hannah. While as refined and well-mannered she is in front of their guests, I'm not sure if she'll be all too willing to tolerate this. Her party, her home, her husband, and that one has just dared to walk over it. It's in her eyes. She turns to her, the face of someone who demands she be given the same respect she has long deserved.
You are no longer welcome in any of our estates, our properties, and our businesses. And we will no longer patronize yours.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the choice I picked. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Now, escort the girl and make sure she isn't standing even an inch within our grounds.
Hannah, outrage is a strange sight to witness after those smiles and the grace she has carried herself through the entirety of the party. Like this, her eyes burning bright with fury. I don't doubt she could do so much more, or the scandalous woman if need be. Shaming her is a ray and act of mercy, generous enough coming from her.
You won't show your face to me ever again if you know what is good for you, Rochelle. Take her away.
No one protests, not even the subject of her ear, as she is forcibly dragged out. And the smile on Luke's face wavers. She eventually turns to him and pulls them out of the room for a talk of their own. For a brief moment, there's a concrete effort between those left in the hall, a short second of tense silence while struggles to figure out what to do with themselves. But true to the kind of talk these situations attract, it doesn't last too long. Soon chatter explodes throughout the whole ballroom. Worried murmurs, clicking of tongues, and inappropriate gossip filters through the thick tension into the room. Most of them having even left the premises they're already talking about. Tomorrow will be on the news for sure. Every local broadcast and tabloid in Luxembourg. I can't care less about any of it, simply thinking about this already gives me a headache. When the shock has faded, I just feel bone tired. Accomplished nothing of what I've come here for. Apparently Ashton has disappeared sometime during the commotion. I'm not sure what pisses me off more. That he ignored me the whole evening and might have just left without saying anything, or knowing he obviously has some other motive for being here. Can't he at least trust his own friends for that?
He didn't have to hide it from me.
Okay. The only relief to be had in this, perhaps, is Zachary, comforting smile when he approaches. Yeah, Zach's like just the best character in this whole game so far. He's just there for everyone. So I appear a little disturbed when he stands beside me, fiddling with the buttons on his camera. Even the device is off.
Eventful night, huh?
Yep.
You can say that again. It was awful.
He pauses for a moment, stares at me intently. Then he laughs, a tired one, but filled with humor, in spite of we've witnessed.
Let me guess. Ashton.
Yeah.
What makes you think he's my problem?
Just a hunch.
Just a hunch?
And, it's all in your face, actually.
Why
Everyone
does he
knows.
have to? I don't understand that man anymore.
Like I always say, you should just...
Oh, you can bet your ass we're going to have a very long talk. I'm not letting him off easy this time.
I'm sure he has a good reason. He won't say it, but he likes being around us. Heck, we're probably the only people he likes.
I could understand that.
He ain't gonna ruin that for something stupid. He can be dense, but he ain't dumb.
I mean, he's a detective, so I doubt he could be dumb. But that's exactly what I've been telling people, isn't it?
We'll see about that. I just want to go home. Are you done here?
Nah, sorry. I can't until the party ends.
Ooh.
It's alright. I'll just take a cab or something.
Was that Ashton supposed to take us?
I'll see you later, Zachary.
Before removing myself from the room, I lay a comforting hand on his arm. He'll need it among these people. Then I'm gone, more than ready to end the disastrous night as early as possible. As it turns out, the night isn't done with me yet. Because no sooner has the porter closed the door behind me, I find myself standing alone in the foyer with one Luke Wright. No sign of his wife. Just him and the agitated clicks his shoes make, while he treads around the empty room, away from the media's prying eyes and their guest-judging stares. It's easy to glean how much this scandal has him shaken. Not to the point where he has utterly lost his composure, he appears to have mastered himself enough not to. But an ample opening is there for a nervous edge to show on the lines of his shoulders.
What do you know?
Man's not as tough as he makes himself out to be. Sure, I've seen this before briefly, in that 1 second in the hallway at school. It's a strange matter, however, to witness this out in the open. Behind closed doors, this is the real Luke Wright. Though maybe that's because he hasn't noticed my presence yet. Busy as he is with his thinking, if he's aware, I doubt he'll be acting like this. Pride is one thing he'll always wear with him. Even now, when I place a gentle hand on his shoulders and he whirls around to face me. There's a second long moment of anger flashes across his features before it dissolves into confusion. He tucks it away as quickly as he can, but does nothing to change the impression I built of the man in my head.
Daisy, must you be everywhere?
Still sucking with that despite what just happened.
We've only met 3 times, Luke. quit the dramatics. Besides, shouldn't you be aware of who gets invited to your party?
If I was, there wouldn't be any of that scene tonight. That munter wouldn't even get an inch within this property. I'd ban her off Luxborn if I could.
He probably pawns everything off to their servants at Hannah. Pompous elitist
Did you
douche.
just come out here to lecture me about it? Because, Daisy, I've had enough of it for one night. I don't need to hear another one.
I mean, I don't think I plan to lecture
You
you.
are a very unpleasant man.
So I've been told. Will that be all? If so, I suggest you go back and join every bloody goss in that room.
Well, we're gonna have to leave. Not everything. And the pleasant and frustrating talking with this man is, he deserves the benefit of the doubt, at least. Question and criticisms aren't lacking in force. I don't know, because I really want to know, because I really can't think of what kind of person Luke is. But I think I'll just be nice and just say, you should be with your wife.
You know, brooding over here isn't going to fix this mess.
Okay, he's maxed out. Wait, do I have like at least one person maxed out with... No. Kind of fucked up with Marianne. Isabel was like an automatic thing from her story. No one's back. I mean, for everyone I got at least... Except for Anna. Almost everyone past the halfway point, so we never interacted with Luke and Zach, I've noticed. So I imagine when we play as them, we'll come across them. Anyways. So, yeah.
Again with the lecture.
Will you stop calling it that?
Very well, what should we call this then? A heart-to-heart?
Sure?
Please don't. I might puke. And just so you know, I don't want to talk about feelings. Ever.
This isn't one, alright? It's just a friendly concern.
There we go, that's what we call it.
Bloody hell, can't you just take it for what it is?
He pauses at that, something he doesn't know what to do with his hands, and in the end he simply stuffs them back to his pocket and sulks. There probably aren't many people who tell him that. He's a difficult man to get along with after all. Honestly, I wouldn't give him a second of my time if I didn't see a different side to him. Dealing with him requires more than patience. The awkwardness pauses, mostly coming from him, merely glances away. But the tightness in his shoulders has eased, and when he speaks again, despite his rather rude choice of words, none has any venom in it.
Friendly concern, right. While we're at it, I should mention that Hana used to call that Viper friend. Now I think she might want to strangle the munter if she sees her again. After she's done with me, of course.
I doubt she's going to do anything like that.
What do you even know about this?
Oh, I know enough. You may look like a sleazy douche, and you still are, by the way.
Yep. It's almost comical how fast his face shifts from mild disdain to offended, but I don't let it distract me. These things need to be said, and he needs to hear them. Even though they're coming from some meddling stranger.
But you have your few good moments.
Yeah. He's an asshole, right? But there's those times that make me like, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. At times.
I might even say that you're a decent person, if I'm in the mood.
Yeah.
Now go. If you really love her, you've got to try and fix this yourself.
Maybe tomorrow.
Luke!
Daisy, did you see her earlier? Was that the face of a wife who wants to have a chat with her cheating husband?
Are you cheating?
Well, at least you admitted you did something wrong. Good for you.
Yeah, good for you. You admit it at least.
How about a star? Would you like a star to go with that good deed?
Don't get used to it. Do you realize how awkward this is?
Oh, I do.
Before I even thought about what to say, I've known there can only be two ways this can go. All things considered, it isn't as bad as I assumed. However, there are still some things my brand of encouragement can't fix. His martial problems, first and foremost, his attitude follows right after. Concerned aside, I can't help with those. Those are things only he could fix, and it's definitely not by standing around here bantering.
Don't worry, I was just about to leave. Feel free to continue with your brooding once I'm gone. I'm not going to tell anyone. Cross my heart.
You think this is funny, Daisy?
Yes. Yep. Laughter is the only response I give him. With a slight wave of my hand, I end it right there and walk away. TLDR, stop sulking. Okay. Although I can't resist the urge to glance back before I leave, only to have one last look at man he really is. But the insist I turn my gaze on him, I see it. Oh my god, okay. Shit. This ghost has to be like sort of possessing him, right? With the way it's been around him? So looming, however, on his shoulder, drawn to him like a moth to a flame. The first time I've stepped inside this place in search of Isabel. He was there too, wasn't he? Man, along with his wife and another person, Miss McCullough? That shadow, no. A woman now. Her, no longer a dark blur. Terror rushes through every vein in my body. Purple sensation gripping every part of me, while she stares at me with a glare filled with nothing but hate and venom. It's like staring at the eyes of a woman I've unknowingly robbed of something precious. I try to say something, warning. Before I could gather my wits and voice it out, someone shuts the door behind me, as if it keeps outsiders away from the secrets this mansion possesses. Okay. Where's this? Where's this in the story? It has to be at the end. Yeah, there is. There it is. I swear, some of these drawings I just really like seeing. I don't know, because it's like so different from the regular thing. Everything is so mixed between anime and sort of realistic shading, and then we gotta get these in more anime than anything. So anyways, a brush of fresh air against my cheeks does little to dampen the chill in my bones. But now the sensation, the fear, and this quiet leaves whenever I see her is familiar enough for me already. It has made a home in my nerves. Don't even notice my trembling hand until I cross my arms across my chest. Cold from the tips of my fingers seeps through the thick material of my shirt. Now that it helps bring together some semblance of coherent thought in my head. But I know I should.
Someone has to tell that douche.
It's like we just fucking need Ash to believe in ghosts. It's the only person we need left. So I start walking back before fear can cripple me again. It's not wise. Turning that is, especially after what happened. But Hannah's still an old friend, and Luke doesn't deserve whatever misfortune that letter might bring. You can't just leave those two in there. Isabel's right. She's real. There's something she wants from everyone who has read that.
Becca, where'd you go off to?
Ash? Okay, I'm just bugged out. If you're done here, let's go. Get you back to the city. My mistake. The second his voice cuts through this crisp night air is that I've allowed my annoyance get to the better of me. Fuming purpose forgotten, I whirl around and march towards him. One accusation after another piles up at the tip of my tongue, ready to hurl at any moment. No hesitation holding me back when I fling it at him. That straight face he keeps as I do, so doesn't help temper my anger either. It only makes me want to slap some sense into him.
Shouldn't I be the one asking you that?
Becca, I've been waiting here the whole time since that mess in the hall. I told you I hate parties like...
And before that, where have you been the entire evening?
Right, there and there. I might have forgotten him. If he's shown some ounce of remorse for leaving me like that, maybe he could have looked away, given me a sign that my assumptions might be right. He doesn't even need to put them into words. A single gesture of confirmation is all I need. Rather, what I get is the same impassive look. Does that whenever he can't disclose anything. Does that whenever he's lying. In the face of it, amidst the thick tension, frustrated huff, the only thing I could summon.
That way. Fine. Suit yourself.
No more words. After everything I've seen and heard, I'm already too exhausted for those. So without speaking any further, I simply walk past him and stomp over his car. Although before I can pull open the door, he calls out, one hand outstretched, the gentle weight on my shoulders.
Wait, Becca.
Hello? Pauses, his brows fuming and lips curving into a slight frown. You can almost see the gears turning in his head while he tries to piece together everything he wants to say. Before, perhaps I might have waited patiently for those. Not a man fond of using words to express himself. More often than not, any gesture of honesty will only come out blunt and coarse when forced. But today, for some reason or another, I simply can't summon that forbearance.
Ashton, if you're just going to waste my time again...
Becca, listen. I don't know how else.
That much is obvious. Why don't you just take the whole bloody night? Go on. I can wait until next year. Better yet, why don't you just keep it all to yourself like you always do? It's not like...
Rebecca, will you hear me out first?
The silence I can offer him. I'm just like hoping they're gonna get together. What's our relationship with them? Fuck. Not good. Silence I can offer him, but whether I'll believe what he's about to say is still up for debate. Very long debate.
I honestly don't know how else to put this. I'm aware your parents have some kind of history with Hana Wright, and somehow you're friends with her. But you should stay away from these people for now. Especially the husband.
Who? Luke?
His expression deepens than a scowl at my mention of the name. But whatever opinion he has, he doesn't immediately voice. Still, something about it has greatly displeased him, evident in the stiff note his tongue assumes.
Yeah, he's bad news.
Well, too bad, Ash. We're favorite with him at the max. You can't stop us now. Too late. My turn to frown this time. What does he mean by that? What does that have to do with this? Explain reason? Sure, care to explain?
Care to explain your reasons?
Thank God. Thank God. I've not meant for it to sound as harsh as it does, but anger and frustration have never been a good match with me, particularly in nights like this. Not surprising when Ashton jerks back as if I've struck him. For a fleeting moment, something akin to hurt darts across his features, his eyes narrowing and hands closing in tightly into a fist at his sides. Swiftly he glances away and shifts his focus on the line of trees nearby, like an answer can be gleaned from the dark expense.
I'm really sorry, Becca.
What's it for? For the party? Fake answers he continues to give. Does it include all the times before this? The years worth of it? I don't doubt its sincerity. However, at the moment, wait, what's that? I realize you probably can't hear the crickets in the background. I don't think. Also, I realized, wait. Hold on. I'm afraid that some audio is not the great. Just potentially. So I don't know if this video might have been incredibly quiet this whole time. However, at the moment, she's asking something I'm all too willing to hand, furious as I am. Frankly, I wonder how I can keep myself from raising my voice at him.
We'll talk about this tomorrow.
Okay, never mind. I don't know, I was like, I just realized the background noise, you probably can't really hear all the well. We'll talk about, yeah.
And you better have a proper answer for me by then.
There's a brief hesitation before I step away, a short moment of wanting to say more, of waiting if he has anything to add. His only silent eyes still trained at a distance. It is the last glimpse I see of him before I climb inside his car. Wait, this updated? Oh, no, it just glitched out. Okay. Because I was around this page, so it was... Yeah, weird. Okay. So the door slams closed with the same force as the anchor I'm holding. Sound merely vanishes into the night unnoticed. While soon after, shortly, we're on our way back to the city. Even with the city's bright lights welcoming us, dense, somber air from the mansion still lingers. Okay, and this is where I'm going to actually end the video. So, if you guys enjoyed it, go with the like button. If you want to see more of anything I make, or maybe the next part, go with the subscribe button to be notified. And if you got anything to say, say some comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Comrades?